Um, just a quick one, really. I've been looking at and thinking a lot about lately buyer's remorse. Uh, I've got a few items, I won't lie, that I feel basically I could have lived with not buying. Um, Moreover, like buyer's remorse, once I've got it, very quickly you discover disappointing aspects of it. And I'm going to open with this little theme. I'm going to open with a more recent figure, actually. I'm going to talk Transformers again. I'm going to talk about Studio Series 101 Rise of the Beast Scourge. Now, Scourge is the main villain of the film. Scourge. I'm English, I suppose I should say Scourge. And he looks impressive, and he looks like a nice design for a movie Transformer. I'm not a fan of the Bayverse films by any stretch of the imagination. I collect the Optimi and the Megs figures from the Studio series, just to sate my Prime and Megatron urges. But I have been thinking about looking at the various leaders, from the villain leaders from the movies: Lockdown, Scourge, Sentinel Prime. Yeah, I think this might have made me rethink it. I mean, visually, it looks great. He's very big. He's a leader size. He's still a small leader, but still, he's foreboding. He has that amazing blade on his right arm, and he has that big claw hand that you see in the movie. Also, does come with the gun accessory. And yeah, really, at first glance and in photos, very impressive looking figure. Um, Full disclosure, I haven't transformed him. I came to the conclusion that I wasn't going to very early on. I prefer bot modes generally. The only times I tend to transform or display in a transformed mode is with beasts. And with my various prime characters, there are various trucks lying around. But yeah, on to the niggles. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not keeping this guy. Um, I'm gonna pass him on. I was very tempted to keep him, but I realized that I would have been seduced into buying various upgrades to make it work, and I'm not gonna. No, at leader class prices, I'm then not gonna spend another $50 or more, Kiwi, I should say, on making this guy look more movie accurate, because the actual design of the toy very much lends from some earlier concept designs of the character. The most obvious giveaway is the head. It's that head, that long neck, and that face sculpt. The face sculpt is very cool. The head can barely move. If you do go to move the neck or get any motion on it, the ball joint just right off, and you pop it back on again. It's very loose, very flimsy. And places like Nova Forge do a really gorgeous upgraded head and neck. And I was so tempted, but no, I'm not going to throw money into a figure that's not in my primary collecting interests, and just to make it work. No, I'm not going to do that. Um, the other thing, really, which, I mean, people seem to really like this figure, and he's impressive looking, but there's just too many things about him, like the head, the neck, but my main gripe, also the blade. The blade doesn't come off on the right arm, but my main gripe is the legs. These skinny, spindly toy legs, which, there's a trade-off. He turns into a truck, and yes, you wind up with a not very pretty look at the back end of the truck. But I don't find it easy to stand this guy up. I find there's a limit in what he can do for posing. The top half is bigger and more unwieldier than these little legs can handle, and he just goes over so easily. Or his poses, I can't really get him past a general striding, staunched pose with either one of his weapons pointing out and grrr at you. And it's a bit of a letdown, given like, for example, the mainline Rise of the Beasts Deluxe Optimus Prime figure, which isn't Studio Series, so visually it doesn't look as impressive. But that fella, he's got great articulation. This guy is very limited by comparison. Am I greedy? Are we getting greedy? I don't know. But yeah, I just don't. when there's other things that I could use the funds for and are more linked towards my primary interests in collecting Transformers specifically. And also, I've got 3 Scourges. I mean, if this would not be a definitive multiversal Scourge in my collection. I've got this guy. I've got the Robots in Disguise Black Convoy. I've got the Studio 86 Scourge. I don't need another Scourge in my justifications. I never thought Scourge would be a character I'd have multiples of. Maybe I'll get the Cybertronian Dragon one day from Cybertron. I don't know. But yeah, this guy, he looks great. But then when you start exploring him, I just see limitations. I don't know if I'd call it buyer's remorse. I mean, there are other things I have where I genuinely would weep over how disappointed I was, because I'm such a highly strung diva. But yeah, I want him, but I want to throw money at him. And that's a no. That's a no, 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 no. What you could have been. What you could have been, Scourge. Oh well. Yeah. No, that's basically, that wraps it up for this very brief touch base with you, where I want to look at an example of a figure in my collection and just explain why I regret buying it, why ultimately it's not going to stay with me. And that, in this instance, is the Studio Series 101 Rise of the Beast Scourge. See you next time.